In William F. Buckley's 1969 interview with Claire Booth Luce, they cover all the topics that we're on today: population control, climate change, and the biased press. Both Buckley and Miss Luce agree some problems are so large they require government intervention. They said it's unlikely that we'll have the voter buy-in needed to empower the government to take the action that is needed. Buckley and Miss Luce would be considered rhinos today. Buckley and Luce cite Napoleon, who said we have three main groups: the virtuous and the scoundrels, and the third group, who will follow any capable leader that emerges from one of either extreme. That sounds good and kind of scary, especially if the leader that emerges is seen by the government as being from the wrong side. That's a problem that's too big to be solved. It's supposed to be solved by us, the people, but the government has very little faith that we will rise to the occasion. They've taken matters into their own hands on our behalf. Welcome. Welcome to Conservative Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. We have a natural inclination in this country to distrust the government. We have to wonder if our natural inclination has been used against us. Voicing an opinion, sending letters, taking action, and voting for a particular candidate used to be seen as being engaged. Now it seems to have been repackaged into being a domestic terrorist or enemy combatant. It's becoming a clinical diagnosis, and it's very alarming. In the Buckley Luce interview, Buckley says that the greatest error on the left is to take the rights of the individual to the point of abstraction that the rights of the individual are used to hold the general public in a state of perpetual bondage. We gave the examples of the restriction of prayer in schools. We can also see this in the abortion topic and racial quotas. None of us want to be defined by these. We're told that regardless of who wins in November, it will be business as usual. Sounds comforting to me, terrifying to others, and very cynical to some. In the big picture, we can see things are not good, but that's not how we live our lives. Work, pursue our interest, make dinner, do the laundry, and take out the trash. We even go on vacation. Even during World War II, people went on vacation, had leave time, and visited the USO canteen. Basic human needs of being alive. We secure them for ourselves, or we depend on the government to provide them for us. We live with a lot of inconvenient truths. We have capitalism and communism. They seem diametrically opposed, but they're both just systems of management. We sense there is a basic underlying premise to both: our worldview based on the rights of the individual and the collective whole. Does society rest on the individual exercising his free will for his own benefit and the greater good? Or do we depend on the state to usher in the good for all? It's a stickety wicket. And the inconvenient truth is we don't always walk the walk. We're one part saint, one part scoundrel, and one part someone who will be swayed by a dynamic leader for good or for bad. It's all very sobering. Knowing where we are in the storyline is very important at this time. We can see it as a dangerous time or as business as usual. Mr. Buckley and Miss Luce were having a lovely conversation in 1969, and neither of them was carted off as a potential domestic terrorist. Let's pray we can continue to have our conversation for our individual benefit and for the benefit of all. If you would like to join us at Conservative Coffee Hour is every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I'll include my email in the description of this video. Be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.